And our land tenure system, we have 4. We have complexities when it comes to land tenure. Some African systems have 1 system, but for us we have 4 tenure systems of land. We have what we call Milo land, we have customary, we have leases, and leases are common to most of us, and then we have the freeholds. Those are the 4 systems of land tenure we have. And what we are doing with those tenures, we are creating registries to enable us title our land. So far, 30% of our land has been titled. The rest, we are in the process of titling it. But the beauty is that we've taken most of our processes online. Online meaning that to an investor who is coming to Uganda, you can do a search once you have the block number and the plot number to see the owner and get a few facts on a parcel which you are interested in. And we have also some incentives for those who want to invest in Uganda. There are tax exemptions or tax holidays, exemptions on equipment that could be shipped in. We have 22 industrial zones across the country. And when you look at those industrial zones, all of them need houses. Because in an industrial zone, there are workers. But let us ask ourselves, where do those workers stay to begin with? So there are great opportunities in Uganda. And we have also stability, peace, and also His Excellency the President has opened doors for whoever is interested in investing in Uganda. We have a lot of coffee, we do a lot of dairy, so many things, and housing, because I think housing is part of what we do. We have a deficit of 2.5 million housing units in Uganda, but these are basically what we call low-cost social houses and middle-income earner houses. We've been having people who invest in Uganda in housing, but you realize those who come, they invest in what we call high-end, where they need return on investment to be seen very fast. But we have a huge potential of mass houses in those categories that I've talked about, where we need to have each and every Ugandan get what is called a decent housing, a housing which meets their minimum needs, but a housing that can satisfy a family. We have cities, apart from Kampala, there are 10 secondary cities, but they also have potential, a big potential for housing units. Because we believe that once we tackle housing, we will reduce the time one takes to arrive at his or her place of work, but also efficiency and effectiveness improves. We believe that when housing is tackled, then the whole spectrum of socio-economic well-being of the community and the entire country is handled. And we have reached a time where housing is not only shelter, but housing can be used as an office, business premise, recreation, because anywhere somebody can turn what they have into an office and transact, but also stay in there. So we encourage that those who may be interested in coming to Uganda, you are more than welcome, because for us in the ministry, we are open. What we have done, building on the policies, because we have the housing policy, we have the urban policy, we have the land policies, and which land policies are pro-people policies that welcomes whoever wants to invest in our country. And we have also made sure that there are laws that are made, and the law which we are now trying to develop, because the real estate sector seems to be vibrant and young in Uganda, but we are now developing what we call the real estate bill. And we believe that that bill will soon be enacted into a law once Parliament approves it. And that is a law that is going to look at the administration but also the organization of the real estate industry. That is what I can talk about briefly when it comes to housing and real estate in Uganda. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. That's a lot to swallow within such a short period, and I think it tells us that Uganda is indeed open for business. Thank you very much. I would go to the Honorable Commissioner. We have been talking about sustainable building practices and obviously even trying to ensure that we are able to build cheaper buildings. So what would be your recommendation, or I can even ask it a different way, is there anything that's been done by Lagos State with regards to sustainable building practices?
Well, thank you very much. I mentioned in my first discussion that we have people coming in various ideas, and I also did mention that we had a 252 experiment in Badagry. What two elements that really stop us from furthering that? Otherwise, we would have been talking about several thousand. Is because we cannot go vertical, as well as the fact that it appears a bit expensive. What we do presently is to see how we can deploy various ideas in reducing the cost, because we have looked at it in various ways. First of all, my governor believes that it should be a livable environment. Whatever we build for high-end individual is what we build as government for low-income earners. The same kind of infrastructure. And what we do is to subsidize. We are working with a financial institution now, one of the financial institutions now, in Ikorodu Aziz, that is in Lagos East. We are trying to see how we can take it down by asking the investor to concentrate on the buildings while government takes charge of infrastructure. That fundamentally will reduce the cost by about 30% for low-income earners. And we are also encouraging institutions that we move from 10%, 10 years now, 10 years that we do as government, to 20 years. And the cost of funding from that financial institution is 10%. We are also talking to another institution at 12%. We are seeing how they can take it down. And we are also keying into the federal government agenda. They call that the New Hope Agenda for housing. And the target for the New Hope program for housing is to work with the private sector, provide provision of land, as well as making all planning permits seamless, and making sure that the cost of funding is not above 1 digit. So one area that the challenge still persists in the kind of technology that we can deploy to make housing cheaper is one area that we are grappling with. And that's why I said in my opening remarks that we are calling on you if you can assist in that segment. How do we, Lagos, first of all, how do we build vertically? Because Lagos land mass is not much, and the population is rising every day because people are naturally attracted to prosperity. We have people coming in. How do we build houses to make good homes for them to live in when they come to Lagos? So we are actually looking for people with ideas. We are open to ideas. And also, if you have funding that are not expensive, and you are willing to make that fund to live here, just here, we will be glad to have you. And then just to add, when you said about, when you asked the question, we have a stand there, the Lagos State government have a stand there. You can visit the Ministry of Housing, and then you can have our contact, and I'm also there. And we have a lot of people here that are people that are really the kind of people that we can find anywhere with pride to do business with. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Once again, Lagos State and Nigeria open for business. Okay, I would go back to the Honorable Minister. You've told us about Uganda, the great things happening in Uganda. But what would you say are the most pressing challenges with regards to housing in your country?
Thank you so much for that question. Talking about the pressing challenges when it comes to housing in our country, of course, we have a number of challenges. I would say first, it begins with the land tenure system, which I talked about. The 4 land tenure systems somehow hinder, especially when land rights are not ascertained. Development of such places becomes a little bit difficult, and that's why we are looking at titling those places through programs like systematic land identification and certification to enable our citizens, first of all, get titles for those pieces of land, because we believe that by having their land titled, then it's easy for them. They can even partner direct with investors, or they can even contact government to see how such land can be put to good use. Then we have also challenges of fiscal planning. Fiscal planning, where some areas are not properly planned, and haphazard planning can bring a mix of different scenarios that are not clearly adaptable and acceptable. So with our law on fiscal planning and the National Physical Development Plan, we are encouraging zoning to create where we can have housing, mixed use, commercial, so that those zones are clearly demarcated to allow whoever is interested in coming in know where they have picked and what kind of structure they are going to be put in place. Then we also have a challenge when it comes to the mortgages. Most of the mortgages we have, you realize they are not friendly to the lower groups. So we are looking at how can we have money that can help what we call low cadres and middle cadres, all civil servants, be in position to access financing that can lead them at the end of the day to get what is called a house. Then we are also looking at integrating, using the whole of government approach, whereby all sectors, the entire government, including private sector, can come together to conceptualize the issue of housing. Then there are low levels of prop technology. Actually, we are trying to explore what means can we use to have our properties captured using the new advanced technologies, but also to help those who are in the industry to have data, because absence of clear and concise data also makes it very difficult for one to appreciate and understand the role ahead of us. We have these mushrooming slums. You know, the rate of urbanization in Africa, in Uganda is high. If we say that 2040, half of our population in rural areas will be staying in urban areas, it means that we need to plan for the urbanization rate and see how we get settlements, but also remain with land which we call arable, have land for protected areas, have land for infrastructure. Those are the issues we try to see as challenges and try to dig further how to improve on them and make housing possible for everybody, including all the key stakeholders.
Thank you so much for that candid response. It's interesting how you run out of time when you're enjoying yourself. I believe we have about 6 minutes left for this panel. So I think this is the time to give our country leaders an opportunity. We have delegates from about 50 countries here to actually speak to them, to tell me, for instance, why I should invest in real estate in Nigeria and why I should invest in real estate in Uganda. So I'll let you go first, Honorable Commissioner.
Well, I am lucky here. Mr. Akim Oguniro did a wonderful job showcasing various opportunities that are available here in Lagos and in Nigeria. And I can assure you, with the caliber of people that you have met here, that are Nigerian contingent here, it will be an happy ending, because they will. It is easy when you are talking to credible and experienced people in this sector. Lagos is a population of 23 million, still growing, and we have a business-friendly government. We are trying to always meet up with challenges that arise out of this population explosion, and you cannot get it wrong coming to Lagos. The governor is business-friendly, our approach is business-like, and when it comes to issues that could affect business, we are always ready to solve those problems. When you talk about land tenure, we are working on it. Our EGI system is there, up and running, as well as making sure that there is interconnectivity in terms of transportation, so that you can move from one area to the other seamlessly. As we speak, we have a lot of activities going on in Lagos East Division, that's Ekpe area, Ekpe Alaro, but we also have Badagry area that is also open for you to come and invest, especially in terms of tourism. And I can tell you, you mentioned earlier that we have a network of rails that is going from Lagos Island there to as far as Badagry, and we also have one that is also from here on the island, around the island here, Marina here, also connecting to Ogun State. So we are ready for business, and there's no way we are going to regret coming to invest here. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. So, Honorable Minister.
Thank you very much. I would implore participants to come and invest in Uganda, because we believe that Uganda has the environment that attracts investment in East Africa. And when you come to Uganda, just know that you have set your feet in the East African community, and the deficit is already there, the 2.5 million units I've talked about. And on top of the 2.5 million units that we need currently to address the deficit, we have planned satellite cities that have not yet been started on. We have the National Housing Company, which is also under the ministry. You can partner with the National Housing Company to do also housing projects for government when it comes to satellite villages, when it comes to model villages. The cities I've talked about away from Kampala, there are a number of cities that are very attractive. And I believe that even the need and the requirement is enormous because our population are eagerly waiting for decent and what is called affordable housing. By doing that, we will be contributing together to what we call the national economic development of our country, but also promoting a right which is a must to all citizens of the country. And I now, one way or another, hoping our government give its citizens what is called affordable housing and accessible to housing that are climate resilient, but housing that can meet the needs of the people. The exemptions I have talked about, the land, when it comes to land, at times when you go to our industrial hubs, I've talked about, you realize that you can access land where you can be in position to put developments. We have slums that are in prime area. If we look at slum redevelopment, that prime area can also be a game changer to our citizens, but also to you as investors. And the beauty is that when you make profits at the end of the day, you are able to take your profits to either your country or anywhere where you feel comfortable to have your money be taken. It will not be that you will be tied that after investing and whatever profits you get, they remain. It will be up to you whether to remain, whether your funds to remain or to bring it to your countries. So we encourage you that all government officials are more than ready. We have investment authority, which usually guides our investors on what is available, the different incentives, and we have different units that have been put in place, like the Investors Protection Unit, to make sure that when you get challenges along the way, you can call them and they will be in position to help you and see what has gone wrong and how can that be rectified in one way or another. And we believe that by working with you, we will be in position also to redevelop the prop technologies, the laws we are looking up to, certifying the players in the real estate industry to make sure that they are professional and they are doing what is worldly acceptable, but also what gives glory to our nation and the world at large. I want to thank you so much for this time and for this
Thank you very much. Thank you. And just to round up this session, I just want to attempt to demystify something that I have heard about investing in Africa. It is obvious that most of our currencies have depreciated over the years, but it is important to note that real estate has actually been able to create itself as a proper hedge against depreciation. And I'm just going to give you one of several statistics. There's an area in Lagos called Lekki Phase 1. Those who are practitioners here will bear me witness. In 1995, a 1,000 square meter parcel of land there was 800,000 naira. The rate of exchange was 80 naira to $1. Do the maths. That would have meant that with $10,000, you would have bought that parcel of land in 1995. Today, the same parcel of land is 900 million naira. But our exchange rate is now about 1,600. But do the maths, 900 million naira divided by 1,600 is over $500,000. So you brought in $10,000 in 1995, you are exiting with $500,000 today. It's not black magic, by the way. It's just the real estate market. So as long as you invest right, thank you very much. As long as you invest right and you are in need for the long haul, take it that the sky is not the limit. Please remember, Africa is open for business. Thank you once again, Honorable Minister. Thank you, Honorable Commissioner.
Together for them one more time. We've got a wonderful panel session. And just to let you know, Mr. Marty was supposed to be with us this morning. Unfortunately, he had a family emergency, so please do keep him and his family in your thoughts and well wishes.
You have to take photographs first, and we have a presentation. I want to call on Bola Onobadejo and Dr. Ade Oletubo, please, to come up and do the presentation of gifts to the discussants. Thank you so much. I would like to recognize the representative of His Royal Highness, the Oba Oniru, his High Chief Lukman Alagbafuja. He is the Aro of Iru Kingdom, and also the Alawi of Iru Kingdom, High Chief Adebayo Alder. Please put your hands together for our Royal Highnesses.
Yes, we have royalty in the house. Welcome. Thank you, Your Royal Highnesses, for being with us today. We appreciate your presence.
They always look
Awesomely
awesomely
so
dressed.
regal. Always look so great and amazing, honestly.
Thank you.
Thank you
for
for being with
sharing
us.
your royalty with us.
Yes, thank you so very much.
Okay, so we're doing the
Gift presentation.
as we always do.
Congratulations.
President FIAPC Nigeria, please smile, please.
You should be smiling after the medal that you got yesterday. I mean, come on.
You got the medal yesterday?
Yes, he's a medal holder.
Wow.
Thank you so
Thank
very
you
much,
enormously.
ladies and
Thank you very
gentlemen.
much. A round of applause for
Round
them,
of
please.
applause. All right, so Frank, I think
Yes.
that our wonderful audience has earned a little bit of a break.
Yes. So we're going to take a pause for the cause of coffee. But first, remember what I said, the pavilions. So look, that exit is on my left.
So your right-hand side, our left-hand side.
Yes.
Please do make sure you check out the Nigerian/African Pavilion, and we'll see you back here in exactly 15 minutes. Thank you. Yes. We'll see you back here in 15 minutes. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. All right. After the exhibition and the pavilion, just look at the staircases there, go for your coffee or tea. Thank you.